Just notice what's happening with Joseph here. Hey, he's got a beautiful wife. She fall pregnant, but now he understands she's pregnant by the Spirit of God. What a great honor that a man and a wife are chosen to bring Jesus, the Messiah, into the earth. What an honor. Not only that, but now she gives birth, and these rich guys appear and just load them up with cash, jewels, money, tradable stuff. For as long as they're ever going to need money, they just were given it. I mean, God's kind of showing up in a grand way for him. Even though Mary had to give birth in a manger, God is all over this thing. And so if you're Joseph, you say, okay, things are looking good for me now. She's given birth. We're rich. She can now finally be my wife. I can be intimate with her. It's not too far away. And then these rich men go, and the angel of the Lord comes again. And this is what he says. After the wise men were gone, Matthew 2 verse 13, after the wise men were gone, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream. Get up, flee to Egypt with the child and his mother, the angel said. Stay there until I tell you to return, because Herod is going to search for the child to kill him. Joseph doesn't hang around. He doesn't wait for another dream. He already knows that he's being communicated to via the divine, via Jehovah Yahweh. He's being talked to by God himself. So that night Joseph left for Egypt with the child and Mary and his mother, and they stayed there until Herod's death. So, I mean, there's a lot of hidden information here, because the angel of the Lord appears to him and they start to leave the city at night. No one traveled at night because there was too much danger. There were thieves, there were robbers. All along the line where people traveled great distances, they always had to travel in big caravans of people, because bandits and gangs and all kinds of things could happen to people traveling at night, because that's when thieves traveled. Dangerous people traveled at night. But Joseph knew that God was with him, because Joseph knew he was being obedient to God himself. So, number one, they left at a time that was uncomfortable for them. They left in a moment where taking out of a place where a woman has just given birth to a child, and now they got to travel a big distance. The next thing I want to bear in mind is that we were talking about Joseph, where this whole thing started, where Joseph was the ruler of Egypt and saved Egypt. Now God is taking Jesus, Joseph, and Mary back to Egypt, to the place where Moses delivered the people from Egypt, to hide them in a system. This is quite remarkable. In a dream, God could give you any kind of instruction. As crazy as it might seem, it requires faith and it requires obedience. And the next thing I want to say is they stayed there until Herod died. That means Joseph, I want to go back to her parents. I want to go back to my parents. I want to go back to the villages where we grew up. I want to go back to every place where here's a young woman giving birth to a child, and she's got no other friends with her. They left family behind. In the natural, there's a lot of things that people would say, this is not exactly my dream life. This is not exactly the thing that I wish that I could call my ideal life that I want to live. So when we talk about dreams and visions and the things that God gives you, I want to just keep reminding you, it's not necessarily something that you could control. It's not necessarily something based on a certain set of circumstances that you would have initiated by yourself, you would have started from, would have planned about, set goals to overcome, but God. And if you have a heart to be obedient to God, He's always going to take care of you, watch over you, and cause things to happen. Next time we come to pass, I'm going to talk to you, when we come together, I'm going to talk to you about what happened in Joseph's mind, natural thinking, and how we need to behave to still follow the dreams that God gives us. Thank you for joining me.